Hello all, I'm Alan and these are my chronicles of a Gen X individual. 1983, if I'd had a smartphone. So, quick story. And it's kind of, I see it through the lens of how I behaved then, how would people behave today, the generation today, and what's the difference, and would I have been different with access to the same facilities? So, smartphones, didn't have them in 1983, didn't even have a house phone. I'm going back, I was in service, I was going back to Germany, I think, and I had to travel to Newcastle to pick up a coach to go to London, and I'm walking with my bag through the street in Newcastle. This is 1983, it's a much different Newcastle now, obviously. And I'm walking sort of down the road, the fire station's on my right, and there's a guy at the bus stop on the left. As I'm walking, I see the guy on the bus stop, grabs a hold of the bus stand, and drops to the floor. The fire station doors are open. It's the summer. I think the guys must have been in there, obviously. And I'm watching through curious eyes, as anybody would. And next minute I know, I see two firemen run across with the big bags, run across the road. And next minute I see shirts getting ripped off. And I am stood watching, perhaps 1 minute, perhaps 30 seconds. I can't remember entirely. And as I walk away, it's just obvious. The guy hasn't made it. If I'd had a smartphone, would that have got 5 million views on TikTok? 5 million views on YouTube? Would I be a so-called independent journalist? Or would I just be a vulture? And I look at it and I'm not so sure. I suspect, if I'm being honest, and I try to be honest where I can, I only lie when it protects me. Joking, guys. Well, that's not really a joke. Would I have filmed it? Would it have been journalism, or would it have been sort of morose voyeurism? And I think that's the difference I struggle with now, is you see the social media content. And this is social media content, so I'm not a hypocrite. Would I have recorded it? Would you guys have recorded it? Would you have posted it to TikTok? Would you have craved the millions of views? Would you have tried to capitalize on it? Gen X I'm talking about. Would you guys have tried to capitalize on it? Is it just that it's generational, which seems obvious, that that's the world we live in? But how would you have responded, guys, back in that day? If you'd had a phone, would you have picked up the phone to record it or picked up the phone to call an ambulance? Because I'm not sure what the generation would do today. I'm not sure if they'd pick up a phone to call an ambulance, or if they just carry on recording, hoping that somebody else, or not even giving a shit if somebody else had called an ambulance, or assuming that the fire guys were the ambulance and that nothing else was needed. Everything in that era, everything would have been recorded the same, or it wouldn't have been. That's my question to you guys. Would you in 1980s, with a phone, recorded all the cesspit stuff we saw and all the great stuff we saw? Or just was our generation too busy? Were you focused on getting to work, getting to where you were going, and you weren't interested in being famous? Because fame was for James Dean, fame was for Elvis. He'd passed by then, but what was it? Andy Warhol wasn't even on my lips then. I didn't care who Andy Warhol was, and I wasn't after 15 minutes of fame, because I didn't even know what 15 minutes of fame would do, what it meant. Yeah, I'll leave it with you guys. Till the next Chronicle, take care.